Turning now to your community focus, we continue our interviews with the candidates for Rhode Island's 2nd Congressional District following Congressman Jim Langevin answernment that he'll be retiring. And joining us now live in studio, Republican candidate and former state representative Bob Lancia. Bob, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So 60 seconds or less, why do you want to represent Rhode Island in Congress?
Well, you know, we have so many issues that need to be addressed, and I really think I am the person to help address those. Our financial issues, educational issues, southern border, inflation, taking care of our seniors, health care. There's so many issues, and they need to be addressed. They need to be addressed now. Yeah.
You mentioned a lot of issues there. What's one of your top priorities if you're sent down to D.C.? Well,
I think, you know, I was listen to the radio and TV quite a bit, and it seems everybody's talking about inflation and everybody's talking about crime. Yeah, those are two top ones for sure.
How do you fix them? Those are big issues.
Well, the first one, I think, with inflation, unfortunately, I think we spent too much money and we heated up the economy way too fast. And so one of the suggestions, of course, is to adjust the interest rates. But beyond that, we've got to be more fiscally responsible, because if we don't, you know, we're at $30 trillion in debt. It's out of control. Deficit spending every year, that's got to stop. You know, everybody loves, oh, we're getting money from the federal government. Yeah, but where is it coming from? I mean, let's face it, at one point, the Democrats were floating the idea of creating a $1 trillion coin and depositing into the Fed and borrowing against it when they have these issues with the budgets. I mean, it's craziness. It's just lunacy. We've got to fix that. And, you know, as far as day-to-day stuff with people, I mean, you know, we need to be cutting some taxes. We need to reduce costs and, you know, oil and energy, all those kind of things. And we're not doing a good job of it right now, so we definitely can do better.
You're running as a Republican. You were the only person in the race before Congressman Langevin announced that he was retiring, which was a big surprise for many. You've run for the seat before, unsuccessfully in 2020. Yes. There are a lot of people now tossing their hat into this ring. We're going to be talking with all of them here on 12 News at 4. Most recently, your fellow Republican, Alan Fung, getting into this race. Is there any chance that we're going to see you drop out before the primary, or are you in this for the long haul?
I've been at this for 3 years now, so no chance I'm dropping out. We're working hard, and I've hired some additional people, national fundraiser, national folks as far as helping us with messaging, as well as local folks. I've got a great campaign manager, Ray McKay from Warwick. He's been involved in politics for well over 20 years, so got some good people in place, and we expect to be successful.
Some Democrats are already trying to tie Republican candidates for this seat to former President Donald Trump. Are you a supporter of the president? Do you think he should run again?
Yeah, that's the funny part of it. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about policies and who has the best policies. And I got to say, this current president has been, in my estimation, I'm a Republican, right? It's been abysmal. I think and I'm a former Navy chaplain, I'm a disabled vet, 3 right shoulder replacements. And I got to tell you, the withdrawal from Afghanistan, those 13 service members who were killed, I won't forget that. You know, we have to keep that in the forefront, because now we got the Ukrainian situation, what I'm not really happy about. We did a terrible job with that, and I don't think the United States is respected internationally right now. So, you know, that's an issue for me. The other part is the summer of 2020 with all the riots and everything. Think about this. We've had no hearings. We haven't held anybody responsible. Over $2 billion in damage, deaths and everything. And I believe that summer, the 2020, we put a target on our men and women in blue's backs. We've got to stop that. We've got to raise them up again, because they got a lot of bad press, and it's open season right now. Look at the shootings of our men and women in blue in New York and around the country. It's got to stop. We need to respect those folks, just as we need to respect our military.
Would you vote for President Trump if he ran again?
If I'm a Republican and a Republican candidate is running, of course I will. But I do have to say, you know, I don't think it's all about President Trump. I think as well, Governor DeSantis in Florida right now is killing it. So I really like him a lot too.
We've got about just a minute left. You live in the 2nd Congressional District. Some of the other candidates don't currently. It's not actually required, but do you think it's important to live within the district you represent?
Well, I do think it is, because you understand the issues and you've been with the people. I mean, I've traveled from the northern part of the state all the way to Block Island. You know, we did our 20-stop Langevin retirement tour last year, back in 2020. I think it's important to get to know the people and everything. I like the fact they say, well, if I win, I'll move into the district. Great. But, you know, the other thing one of the Democrat opponents is saying is that we need to keep the seat blue. No, we actually need to keep the seat red, or get the seat to become red, because I believe there's going to be a red wave in 2022. I believe the Republicans are going to take the House, the Senate, and I believe in 2024 we're going to retake the White House too. And I believe we have to save this country. we're in trouble right now, and I don't think anybody can disagree with that. The policies in this first year or so of this presidency is atrocious.
Former state representative and Republican candidate for the 2nd Congressional District, Bob Lancia, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Thank you. It's always so good to see you. Thank you so much.
Same here. And as we mentioned, there are 7 other candidates who have formally declared their candidacy so far in this race. They include Republicans Alan Fung and Jessica Dela Cruz, as well as Democrats Omar Ba, Joy Fox, Seth Magaziner, Ed Pacheco, and Michael Neary. We will be continuing our conversations with the candidates in the coming weeks right here on 12 News Now at 4. And looking ahead to tomorrow, when we will be joined live in studio by Josh Sal. He's the Deputy Secretary of Commerce for Housing. That's coming up in tomorrow's Community Focus.